Hello and welcome to another quick update about Cardano ADA. Before we start, just here a quick look at the Elliott wave count. My view is that we have made a larger wave 1 back in May. We have then come down in a wave A in July, moved up in a wave B, in an overshooting wave B that was the all-time high all the way up to around $3.13. And then we came down, or we are currently coming down here in another 5-wave move. And I think we are in the last leg of the correction in that 5th wave, getting close into the target area here between 30 and 55 cents. That area is defined based on the 88.7% Fibonacci level and the 78.6. And I had a question from someone who asked about these Fibonacci levels, said that he had never heard about the 88.7% Fibonacci level, but to be honest, that is that's an absolute typical Fibonacci level. Yeah, it's oftentimes used. You can even find it on many websites. You can find it in many books about Elliott waves. So no, you can see the most common Fibonacci levels here. Of course, there are certain specials that can be used as well that some people prefer, but these are the ones that I use. The 23.6%, 38.2%, the 50%, which is actually not a Fibonacci retracement level, but it's still sort of used by many traders. And it sort of works as well because everybody's using it. Then the 61.8 is the golden ratio. The 65% and the 61.8 together are the golden pocket. I don't really use that golden pocket. I only use the 61.8 normally. And we've got the 78.6, the 88.7, and the 100% retracement, of course. But the 88.7 is pretty much the last exit for many assets. That is in a correction, like the last main support level from which, with a high probability, a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout in the other way around, but most of the case, obviously, the bullish breakout will be possible if an asset drops for a longer period of time below the 88.7% Fibonacci level. It is not good for the asset. And what does that mean? It's not good. It just means that it could mean that, that asset is going to die, not recover. And this is, of course, not guaranteed. But over the years, I have seen stocks not recover that dropped below that level. I have seen cryptocurrencies that dropped below that level not recover. And this just sort of historically just means that historically or generally they have difficulties. Yeah. And we have a few cryptos that are close in that area. Posted that to the channel members on the Telegram chat a few days ago. There are a few, one of them being Blocktopia, yeah? And it doesn't mean that they have to go down now, or Blocktopia has to go down, but it just means that it's not the most trustworthy chart, yeah? I have to say that, and I'm annoyed myself, because I also invested in Blocktopia. So you see, also I make mistakes, but maybe it's not over yet, so it's now too late to sell anyway. But that is what it is, you know. If you believe in a project, but even then, you need to know that certain projects are more risky. And Blocktopia, obviously, with a smaller market cap, metaverse that has nothing to show really other than a few videos, of course, is risky. So that's unfortunately the risk we have to take if we speculate. But that is also why most of my emphasis is on the really good, solid projects that are the rocks in the crypto market, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana as well, even though there are a lot of people criticizing, Cardano as well, even though there are a lot of people criticizing, AVAX, for example, you know, all of these really solid ones, which currently holding quite well, So as you can see here, in terms of these Fibonacci levels, Cardano is still quite far away from that 88.7% Fibonacci level. So it's currently trading around 77 cents, and that 30 cents 88.7% level is still around about, I would say, 60% away, isn't it? So if we draw that, pretty much 60% away. So that leaves Cardano a 60% potential drop before we get into any sort of critical or dangerous areas. So that is fine. Yeah, that means it could withstand another greater Bitcoin drop as well, probably without big problems. And if an asset drops briefly below it, also not a problem. But if it stays below that for a longer time, then it will have difficulties to recover. That is just historically what typically happens, you know. We can see that here Cardano currently broke out or is breaking out of this channel. It looked like that yesterday already, but we came down quite a bit again. And for some reason, there are different ways of drawing this. We can draw it a little bit like that. We could even just use, and that is not that good then. We could even do it like that. And if we do it like that, it doesn't look like it's broken out. The reason I do it like that is because then we're not cutting through any candles and we have not really seen increased volume, which makes me think that maybe that channel, which was originally a little bit smaller, a bit like that, yeah, that this channel needs to be adjusted a little bit to account for what is currently happening, because it looks a bit like we're currently not breaking out yet, especially here. That wouldn't have made sense. We've come down exactly now here when I draw it like that, like as if we are dropping below, or that we reacted to that resistance level, came down again here to previous support around 75 cents. Okay, maybe a little bit higher, but that we are now trying again to get through. I think that makes actually more sense, and it shows that we have not broken out because we haven't seen additional volume. Normally you would need to see, or you would actually see additional volume, and you would see a few people jump in as soon as a level like that is broken. So I guess also here Cardano just waiting currently for the FOMC announcement today, the Fed funding rate decision. Estimates around 50 to 100 basis points. The upper end will send probably Cardano down a little bit, and the entire crypto market. So it remains interesting. 2:30 Eastern time today will be the beginning of that press conference, and typically in that time period around it, you will see some volatility. So for now, we are in a very tight space here. 78 cents to the upside is the resistance, and 75 cents to the downside. Pretty much no change since yesterday. Still sort of caught in this descending channel, and it will be an interesting day. Yeah, it will be an interesting day. The 75 cent level is the very important support for Cardano. If we drop below that, then we could easily drop into that target area here between 55 and 30 cents. Short-term upside potential, yes, certainly possible. To do that, we need to break out of that descending channel, and then we can get without a problem to 91.5 cents. But this is a short-term, also very important resistance. So only if we really get above that, we can have hope for further price increases. But then we've got the 61.8% level here at around 96 cents. And to the downside, obviously, the 75 cent level. So we are very low already. We're just above support. And I would certainly, in this case, use a stop loss for anybody who's not just dollar cost averaging in and trying to build a portfolio, but for anybody who's trying to take a long position. But that's essentially your, short-term long position, yeah. But that's essentially your view. Someone asked me if I'm so bearish about cryptos, because I say medium-term, we should get still into these target areas. Also, Solana should still get into, for example, the $55 level to that. And Cardano also here, the 55 cent level would be ideal with that 78.6% level. So someone asked me, why do I not short? Well, why would I short if we've already made 80% or we've dropped already 70%? So that's probably the worst time to short anyway, in my opinion. Yeah, you're shorting towards the end of the downtrend. That is sort of the mistake many people make, because, I mean, what can you realistically make, right? If we say we drop from here all the way down to that level, maybe if 25% drop. But the risk is that Cardano just goes up from here, because we are in the last leg of the correction. Yeah, we've come down all the way here, so the upside potential is basically unlimited. Yeah, the prices can go up in unlimited ways, certainly to the all-time high and more. So the upside potential is much greater than the downside potential. Up here it was completely different. Anybody who shorted up here, congratulations. But anybody who's now shorting needs to be aware that there is only very little downside potential. Yeah, of course, still 25 to 60% maybe, but compared to where we come from, that is very short. And the downside potential is just very low compared to the upside potential. So the risk is currently on the upside. Yeah, not going long here longer term is for me riskier than not going short. Yeah, so that is why at the current prices I dollar cost average in, because yes, the price is most likely going to drop lower, but long term I think these are very attractive prices. Yeah, that is currently my view here generally about the crypto market. That if we zoom out, we can see that we are here close to the target area, which is very close. So yeah, this is actually an area where I would then go long more significantly. Also someone said Cardano has come down over a year And in doubt, zoom out. Cardano is not good. It's been coming down for over a year. Well, has it? I mean, we've been coming down since September. So yes, it is a long period of time, but it's no different than many other cryptocurrencies as well. With the difference, maybe some other corrections started a bit later, but they've now also retraced pretty much 70%. So they are always catching up. And in the end, it's the same situation as with Bitcoin. We had a spike in May, and then we had a higher high in autumn, and then we have come down. So it's pretty much not much different. Only difference is that Bitcoin is holding a little bit better than the altcoins. But the reality is most altcoins have corrected the same way that Cardano has, around 70 to 80%. So Cardano here currently 75%. That is no different than many other altcoins as well. So that is just something that needs to be understood. Okay, and that is my view here about Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.